The bullet shattered the hospital window 3 inches from Jennifer Melendez's head. Glass exploded across the corridor as she dropped to the floor, her heart hammering against her ribcage like a prisoner desperate for escape. Around her, nurses screamed and patients dove for cover. But Jennifer's eyes were locked on the man sprinting toward her through the chaos, the same man whose lips had branded hers just hours ago. Kong Chi's son moved like liquid death, his long hair whipping behind him as he fired back at the pursuers flooding through the emergency room entrance. His neck tattoos seemed to writhe in the fluorescent lighting, dragons coming alive across his skin. "Get down," he roared, and Jennifer didn't hesitate. She crawled behind the nurse's station as another volley of bullets tore through the medication charts above her head. Her blue scrubs were already stained with blood from the 3 surgeries she'd completed that afternoon, but now fresh crimson splattered across the fabric as Kong Chi took down 2 attackers with precise headshots. This couldn't be real. This couldn't be happening. 6 hours ago, Jennifer had been washing her hands, exhausted but satisfied with another day of saving lives at Seoul International Hospital. 6 hours ago, her biggest worry had been wiring enough money to Lagos for her father's treatment. 6 hours ago, she'd been normal. Then he kissed her. The memory sent electricity crackling down her spine even now, even with death raining down around them. When Kong Chi had yanked her against that wall, when his lips crashed into hers with desperate urgency, something inside Jennifer had awakened. Something ancient and terrifying and impossibly right. She hadn't kissed anyone in 4 years. Not since Marcus died 3 months after their first kiss. Not since David before him, gone within weeks of their relationship starting. Not since she'd realized that everyone who touched her lips eventually stopped breathing. But Kong Chi was still here. Still fighting. Still alive. "Jennifer." His voice cut through the gunfire. "We have to move now." She looked up to find him standing over her, one hand extended, the other gripping a gun that smoked from recent use. His dark eyes blazed with something beyond fear, beyond survival instinct. Recognition. As if he'd been searching for her across lifetimes and finally found her. "I don't understand what's happening," Jennifer gasped, her voice breaking. "I know." He pulled her to her feet with surprising gentleness, despite the violence surrounding them. "I know, and I'm sorry, but they're here for you now. Because of me. Because I kissed you and she saw." "Who saw? Those men? That woman?" "My ex-fiancée." Kong Chi's jaw tightened. "Kim Jae-won. And she doesn't just want me back. She wants you dead." Before Jennifer could process that nightmare statement, the most beautiful and terrifying woman she'd ever seen stepped through the emergency room entrance. Kim Jae-won wore a white designer suit, already decorated with someone else's blood. Her hair fell in perfect waves around a face that belonged in magazines, but her eyes, God, her eyes were absolutely void of warmth. "There you are," Kim said in flawless English, her voice honey over broken glass. She held a gun casually, like it was an extension of her manicured hand. "The nurse who thinks she can steal what's mine. I don't even know him." Jennifer shouted, surprise giving her courage. "He kissed me without permission and dragged me into whatever insanity this is." Kim's laugh echoed off the hospital walls, cold and sharp. "Oh, sweet sister. You really don't remember, do you? They did their job well." "Sister?" The word hit Jennifer like a physical blow. She stumbled backward, and Kong Chi caught her, his arm wrapping protectively around her waist. "Don't listen to her," he murmured against Jennifer's ear. "She's playing mind games." "Am I?" Kim took 3 steps forward, and her guards flanked her like shadows given form. "Tell me, Jennifer Melendez, if that's even your real name, what's your first memory? Your very first one?" Jennifer opened her mouth to answer and found nothing there. She tried to reach back, past her time at Seoul International, past her arrival in Korea 2 years ago, past her nursing training in Lagos, but it was like grasping at smoke. The memories felt real but somehow hollow, like a movie she'd watched rather than a life she'd lived. Her voice faltered. "I remember my apartment in Lagos. I remember my father." "Your father died tonight," Kim interrupted, and the world stopped spinning. No, that wasn't possible." "You're lying," Jennifer whispered, but her phone was already buzzing in her pocket. She pulled it out with trembling hands. 15 missed calls from her sister Adiz. 3 voicemails. She didn't need to listen to know Kim was telling the truth. "How?" Jennifer's knees buckled. "He was stable. The treatment was working. I sent money 3 days ago." "Hearts just stop sometimes," Kim said with false sympathy. "Especially when someone decides they've outlived their usefulness." When keeping a man alive to maintain a nurse's fake backstory becomes too expensive. Kong Chi's grip on Jennifer tightened. You didn't. I didn't have to do anything. Kim examined her nails. The men who created Jennifer's false life decided her anchor to this dimension was no longer necessary. Can't have loose ends when dimensions start collapsing, can we? What are you talking about? Jennifer screamed, grief and rage and confusion tearing through her in equal measure. What dimensions? What false life? My father is dead and you're spouting nonsense about. The hospital lights flickered. Then they went out completely. When they came back on 3 seconds later, 5 men in ancient armor stood between Jennifer and Kim. They carried swords that glowed with golden light, and their faces were hidden behind ornate masks decorated with dragon motifs. The shadow nurse has awakened, the lead warrior said in Korean, his voice resonating with unnatural depth. Kong Chi translated automatically, his body tensing. That's impossible. The Iron Clan warriors are all dead. Are we? The warrior removed his mask, revealing a scarred face that had seen centuries of battle. Or did we simply wait for the prophecy to manifest? Dragon warrior Kong Chi, you have found her. Now you must fulfill your destiny. What destiny? Jennifer demanded. Her medical training screamed that none of this was real, that she was experiencing a psychotic break brought on by grief and stress. But the blood on the floor was real. The bodies of Kim's guards were real. And the way her skin tingled when Kong Chi touched her felt more real than anything she'd experienced in her entire manufactured life. The warrior turned to her, and his eyes reflected golden light. You are Jaewa, daughter of Queen Haewon of the Beeman Kingdom. You are the Death Kiss, the Shadow Nurse, the one who brings both salvation and destruction. And in 48 hours, you will die to seal the rift between dimensions. The words hung in the air like a death sentence. Jennifer looked at Kong Chi, searching his face for denial, for confusion, for anything that suggested this was all insane rambling. Instead, she found guilt. You knew, she breathed. You knew something. I suspected, he admitted, his voice raw. The way the portal opened when I kissed you. The way my wound keeps reopening even though I heal from everything. The way you make my blood sing like it's recognizing something it's been missing. I suspected, but I swear on my life I didn't know about the sacrifice. What sacrifice? Kim's laugh cut through the tension. Oh, this is delicious. He didn't tell you? The Unity Ritual, the big romantic bonding ceremony that's supposed to save both dimensions, requires the Shadow Nurse's death. And guess who gets to kill her? She pointed at Kong Chi, your new boyfriend. The Dragon Warrior. The only person immune to your death kiss, specifically so he can get close enough to drive a blade through your heart when the time comes. Jennifer wrenched away from Kong Chi's embrace. Is that true? He didn't answer immediately, and that hesitation told her everything. I won't do it, Kong Chi finally said, his voice steel. I don't care what the prophecy says. I won't kill you. Then both dimensions collapse. The Iron Clan warrior stated flatly. Billions die. Reality itself tears apart. All because the Dragon Warrior chose one life over existence itself. That's not a choice, Jennifer said, her nurse's pragmatism cutting through the emotional chaos. That's terrorism. That's destiny. The warrior sheathed his glowing sword. You have 48 hours to accept it. To bond with the Dragon Warrior. To prepare for the ritual. Or to run and watch everything you've ever known burn. He and his fellow warriors vanished in a flash of golden light, leaving only scorch marks on the hospital floor. Kim holstered her gun. Well, little sister, seems you have a decision to make. Kill the man you just met, or let him kill you. Either way, I win. She turned to leave, then paused. Oh, and Jennifer? That dagger in your apartment closet, the one with your real name engraved on it? That's the only weapon that can kill a dragon warrior permanently. In case you're curious. She walked out, her guards following, leaving Jennifer and Kong Chi alone in the destroyed emergency room with the bodies and the truth. Sirens wailed in the distance. Someone had finally called the police, though Jennifer doubted regular law enforcement could handle warriors who teleported in golden light. We have to leave, Kong Chi said quietly. Right now. Jennifer didn't move. She stood in the center of the carnage, staring at her hands. They were covered in blood, some from her patients, some from Kim's guards, some from Kong Chi himself. She'd spent 6 years of her remembered life saving people, and now she was apparently some kind of dimensional death curse. Jennifer. Kong Chi's voice was gentle. Please. I know you're processing, but Kim's people will be back with reinforcements, and the Iron Clan warriors might return to force our hand. Force our hand, Jennifer repeated numbly. You mean force you to kill me? I won't. You keep saying that. She finally looked at him, this beautiful, dangerous man who destroyed her life with a single kiss. But what choice do we have? You heard them. Billions of people in 2 dimensions. That's the trolley problem on a cosmic scale. The what? It's a philosophical thought experiment. A trolley is about to kill 5 people, but you can pull a lever to divert it to a track where it'll only kill 1 person. Do you pull the lever? Jennifer's laugh was bitter. I'm that 1 person, apparently. And you're the lever. Kong Chi crossed the space between them in 2 strides. He didn't touch her, respecting the new distance she'd put between them, but his presence was magnetic. Philosophy is for people with time to think. We have 48 hours. That's enough time to find another way. Is there another way? There has to be. His conviction was absolute, almost naive. I've spent my entire life training as a warrior. I've killed men who deserved it and men who didn't. I've done terrible things for what I thought was the greater good. But I won't sacrifice an innocent woman because some ancient prophecy says it's destiny. I'm not innocent, Jennifer said softly. Everyone I've ever kissed died, remember? Marcus, David, all of them. I killed them. You didn't know. Does that matter? They're still dead because of me. Because of what I am. She held up her hands again, watching blood drip from her fingers onto the hospital floor. Maybe the universe is right. Maybe I deserve to die. Kong Chi grabbed her shoulders then, and the moment his skin touched hers, golden light flared between them. It lasted only a second, but it was enough. Jennifer felt something ancient and vast unfold in her chest, like a door opening to a room she didn't know existed. Don't you dare, Kong Chi said fiercely. Don't you dare give up. You're worth more than any prophecy. More than both dimensions combined. You don't even know me. I know enough. I know you worked 3 surgeries today when most nurses would have gone home after 1. I know you send money to your family, even though you barely make enough to survive. I know you risked your life to help a bleeding stranger who kissed you without permission. I know you're brave and brilliant and beautiful, and if the universe thinks it can just throw you away, then the universe is wrong. Jennifer wanted to believe him. God. She wanted to believe him so badly it hurt. But reality was a hospital full of dead bodies and a father in Lagos who'd never wake up. My father, she whispered. I need to call my sister. I need to. Her phone rang. Adi's name flashed on the screen. Jennifer answered with shaking hands. Ada, I'm so sorry. I was in the middle of... Jen. Her sister's voice was thick with tears and something else. Fear. Jen, where are you? I'm at the hospital. Ada, I'm so sorry about Papa. I should have been there. I should have. There were men here, Adiz interrupted. At the house. After Papa died. They were asking about you. About your childhood, your memories, where you were born. Jen, they had guns. They threatened Mama. They said you're in danger, that we're all in danger because of you. Jennifer's blood turned to ice. What did you tell them? Nothing. I don't know anything. Jen, what's going on? Why are men with guns asking about my sister? Listen to me very carefully. Jennifer forced her voice to stay calm, even as panic clawed at her throat. Take Mama and the boys and leave Lagos tonight. Go to Aunt Blessing's place in Abuja. Don't tell anyone where you're going. Don't answer calls from numbers you don't recognize. And Ada? Her voice broke. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I brought this to our family. Jen, you're scaring me. I love you. Tell Mama I love her. I'll fix this, I promise. She hung up before her sister could respond, before the tears could completely overwhelm her. They went after my family, Jennifer said to Kong Chi Kim or the Iron Clan or whoever. They went after my family. We'll protect them, Kong Chi promised immediately. I have contacts in Nigeria. I can have people watching your family within the hour. Your contacts? Jennifer's laugh was sharp. You're a Korean mafia boss from another dimension. What contacts could you possibly have in Nigeria? The Korean Mafia Dragon isn't just a title. It's a network that spans both dimensions. Crime families, legitimate businesses, government officials, all connected through the Beeman Kingdom's influence. He pulled out his phone, typed rapidly. I'm sending orders now. Your family will have protection by dawn. Jennifer wanted to ask how that was possible, how criminal networks could span dimensional rifts, but she was too exhausted, too overwhelmed. Too much of her life had turned out to be a lie in the past 2 hours. I need to see it, she said abruptly. The dagger. The one with my real name. Jennifer. Jaewa, she corrected bitterly. If that's who I really am. If everything else is fake, at least let me see one real thing. The weapon that can kill you. The choice Kim thinks I'll make. Kong Chi studied her for a long moment. Then he nodded. Your apartment. But we go carefully. Kim's people might be waiting. They left through the hospital's delivery entrance, avoiding police and reporters already swarming the emergency room. Kong Chi had stashed a motorcycle in the alley, black and sleek and probably illegal. Jennifer had never ridden a motorcycle before, but she climbed on behind him without hesitation. What was one more dangerous choice in a night full of them? The ride through Seoul's midnight streets was surreal. Jennifer wrapped her arms around Kong Chi's waist, felt his muscles tense and relax with each turn, felt that golden energy humming beneath his skin. The city lights blurred past, and for just a moment, she let herself imagine this was normal. That she was just a nurse going home with a handsome stranger after a late shift. That her father was still alive in Lagos. That her name was really Jennifer Melendez and her biggest problem was student debt. But the blood on her scrubs told a different story. They parked 3 blocks from her apartment and approached on foot, Kong Chi's hand resting on his gun. Her building looked normal. No black SUVs. No warriors in ancient armor. No ex-fiancés with murder in their eyes. Just a regular apartment building in Gangnam where regular people lived regular lives. Jennifer almost laughed. She'd never been regular. She'd just been too blind to see it. Her apartment was on the 4th floor. Kong Chi cleared each level like he'd done this 1,000 times, moving with practiced silence. When they reached her door, he checked for tripwires, listening devices, anything that suggested a trap. "It's clean," he finally said. "But stay behind me." The apartment was exactly as she'd left it that morning. Coffee mug in the sink, medical textbooks scattered on the couch, laundry waiting to be folded. Evidence of a life that no longer felt like hers. Jennifer walked to her closet like she was moving through a dream. She'd lived here for 2 years and never once noticed the wooden box pushed to the back behind her winter coats. How was that possible? Had it always been there, hidden by some kind of dimensional magic? Or had someone planted it tonight? The box was simple, unadorned except for a symbol carved into the lid, a dragon eating its own tail. "That's the Ouroboros," Kong Chi said quietly. "The symbol of the Beeman Kingdom. Eternal cycle. Life and death. Beginning and end." Jennifer opened the box. The dagger inside was beautiful and terrible. The blade gleamed silver white, etched with characters she somehow understood despite never learning to read ancient Korean. The handle was wrapped in black leather, and embedded in the pommel was a stone that pulsed with dark light. And there, engraved along the blade in elegant Hangul, was a name. Jaewa. Shadow Nurse. Jennifer translated without thinking, then froze. How did I know that? I don't read Korean. I mean, I speak it for work, but I never learned to read. "Because it's your name," Kong Chi said gently. "Your real name. The one you were born with before they gave you memories of being Jennifer from Lagos." She picked up the dagger. The moment her fingers closed around the handle, pain exploded behind her eyes. Images flooded her mind. A palace made of gold and jade, a woman with kind eyes teaching her to read, a little girl with Kim Jae-won's face laughing as they played in gardens that defied physics, warriors bowing before a throne, and then blood. So much blood. Her mother screaming as soldiers dragged her away. Jennifer dropped the dagger and fell to her knees, gasping. "Jennifer." Kong Chi caught her before she hit the floor. "What happened?" "Memories," she choked out. "Real memories. My mother. My sister. The palace. I remember, Kong Chi, I remember my mother dying. I remember Kim watching and smiling because finally she'd be the only princess. I remember being ripped away from everything I knew and waking up in Lagos with a new face, new life, new everything." Tears streamed down her face. "They took my mother. They took my identity. They even took my grief, locked it away where I couldn't feel it. What kind of people do that? What kind of people steal someone's entire existence?" "People who thought they were saving both dimensions," Kong Chi said, but his voice was hard with anger. "People who decided your consent didn't matter as much as the greater good. People who were wrong." Jennifer looked up at him through her tears. "But were they? If my death can save billions." "No." Kong Chi's voice was steel. "Don't do their work for them. Don't justify what they did to you, what they took from you. You're not a sacrifice. You're a person. And people get to choose their own fates. Do they?" Jennifer laughed bitterly. "You're here to kill me. Kong Chi, the prophecy sent you. The Iron Clan sent you. Your father sent you. Don't pretend I have a choice." "You do," he insisted. "We both do. We can run. We can fight. We can find another way to seal the rift. In 48 hours? In 48 minutes if we have to." He helped her to her feet, his hands warm and solid on her arms. "I told you before, I've done terrible things. But I won't add your name to that list. I won't. Jennifer wanted to believe him. But she'd also picked up that dagger and felt how perfectly it fit her hand. She'd seen the future it promised. Quick, clean, purposeful. One death to prevent genocide on a cosmic scale. Wasn't that what doctors did? Triage. Save the many by sacrificing the few. What are you thinking? Kang Chi asked, reading the calculation in her eyes. I'm thinking that I became a nurse to save lives, Jennifer said slowly. And now I can save more lives than any nurse in history. All I have to do is die. Don't. His grip tightened. Jennifer, look at me. Don't make yourself the villain's tool. The villain? She pulled away from him, picked up the dagger again. This time the memories didn't overwhelm her. They settled into place like puzzle pieces, finally finding their spots. Which villain? Kang Chi? Kim, who watched her mother be used as a weapon and her sister be erased from existence. The Iron Clan elders, who are trying to prevent dimensional collapse. Your father, who's trying to save his world. Who's the real villain in this story? The people who took away your choice, Kang Chi said firmly. The people who decided your life was worth less than their plans. That's who. Before Jennifer could respond, her apartment windows exploded inward. Kang Chi shoved her behind him as three figures crashed through the glass. But these weren't Kim's guards or Iron Clan warriors. These were something else entirely. Creatures with too many joints, skin that shifted between scales and human flesh, eyes that glowed red in the darkness. What are those? Jennifer screamed. My son, Lord Kong Dae-young, said in Korean. You've brought her. Excellent. Beside him stood Kim Jae-won, and seeing her here made Jennifer's stomach drop. This was a collaboration. The ex-fiancé and the father, working together. Surprised? Kim asked, reading Jennifer's expression. Don't be. The enemy of my enemy is my temporary ally. Until you're dead, anyway. Then I'll kill him too. Ambitious, Dae-young said dryly. But first, the ritual. Kang Chi stepped forward, putting himself between Jennifer and his father. I'm not doing the ritual. Yes, you are. Dae-young's voice carried absolute authority. Because if you don't, I've arranged for the Rift demons to be directed to specific locations. Lagos, Nigeria, Abuja, anywhere your precious shadow nurse has family. They'll die screaming, being eaten alive by creatures from nightmares. Unless you complete the ritual within 48 hours. Jennifer felt the blood drain from her face. My family is leverage, Dae-young finished. As are the 3 million people living in Seoul. The rift is centered here. When it fully opens, this city goes first. Then the rest of South Korea. Then the world. But you can stop it, Jae-won. All you have to do is die. You're a monster, Kang Chi snarled. I'm pragmatic. Dae-young examined his nails. And I'm not alone in this assessment. Tell them, Kim. Kim stepped forward, and for the first time, Jennifer saw genuine pain in her sister's eyes. The dimensional collapse isn't theoretical. It's already started. Those demons in your apartment? There are thousands more coming through rifts all over the world. Tokyo, New York, London, Mumbai. Every major city is under attack. Governments are scrambling to respond, but conventional weapons don't work. Only Demon Kingdom magic can fight them. So this isn't just about revenge, Jennifer said slowly. You're not just doing this to hurt me. Oh, I absolutely want to hurt you, Kim said honestly. You got everything I deserved. Mother's love, the prophecy, the dragon warrior's affection. But I also want to live. I want my world to survive. And if that means my annoying little sister has to die, well, that's just good fortune on my part. Jennifer looked at Kang Chi. She's telling the truth about the collapse. I know. His voice was strained. I can feel it. The dimensional barrier is like paper now. By tomorrow, it'll be tissue. By the deadline, nothing. Then we don't have a choice. There's always a choice, Kang Chi insisted, but Jennifer heard the desperation underneath. No. Jennifer stepped around him, faced Dae-young and Kim directly. There isn't. Not really. This is exactly what they said, the trolley problem. Kill one person or let millions die. I'm a nurse. I understand triage. I understand sacrifice for the greater good. Jennifer, don't. It's Jae-won, she corrected gently. And I remember now. I remember who I was supposed to be. The prophecy didn't choose me randomly. I was born for this. Trained for this, probably, before they wiped my memories. My mother sent me away to protect me, but she knew I'd come back. She knew I'd complete the ritual when the time came. Your mother was a fool, Kim spat. She thought love mattered more than duty. Look where that got her. It got me, Jennifer shot back. It got me 23 years of life I wasn't supposed to have. It got me a chance to be normal, to be happy, to save lives instead of being a weapon. That's worth something. She turned back to Kong Chi, and her heart broke at the devastation on his face. I'm sorry. I know you want to find another way. But we're out of time, and I can't let millions die because I'm afraid. It's not about fear, Kong Chi said hoarsely. It's about love, Kong Chi finished. It's about refusing to accept that loving you means killing you. That can't be how this ends. Sometimes love means letting go, Jennifer said, and she meant it, even as it destroyed her to say it. Sometimes it means making the hard choice so the person you love doesn't have to. Touching, Dae-young interrupted. But we're running out of time. The ritual requires preparation. 3 hours of ceremonial binding, the exchange of vows, the convergence of energies. We need to begin now if we want to complete it before dawn. Why dawn? Jennifer asked. Because that's when the rift fully opens, Kim explained. When both dimensions occupy the same space simultaneously. It's the only moment when the unity ritual will actually work. Miss the window and we're all dead anyway. Jennifer did the math. 3 hours for the ritual, and it was almost 4 in the morning now. They'd reached dawn right at the deadline. Fine, she said. I'll do it. No. Kong Chi grabbed her arm, and golden light exploded between them, so bright that even Daeun flinched. No, I won't let you. There has to be another way. There has to. What if there is? Everyone turned to see a new figure emerging from the shadows at the edge of the observation deck. She was ancient, skin like cracked leather, hair white as moonlight, eyes that had watched civilizations rise and fall. She wore robes that shifted between solid and smoke, and around her neck hung a pendant identical to the stone in Jennifer's dagger. Who are you? Dae-young demanded. I am Grandmother Hua, the woman said in a voice like wind through dead trees, the last of the original seers who created the unity ritual. And I'm here to tell you that you've all been interpreting the prophecy wrong. Kim laughed. Of course. The mysterious old woman arrives at the last minute with secret knowledge. How convenient. Believe me or don't, Grandmother Hua shrugged. But if you proceed with the ritual as planned, both dimensions will collapse anyway. That got everyone's attention. Explain, Dae-young commanded. The unity ritual was never about sacrifice, Grandmother Hua said, moving to stand beside Jennifer. It was about balance. The Shadow Nurse and the Dragon Warrior are two halves of one whole, death and life, destruction and creation. The ritual requires them to merge their essences, yes, but not through death, through true unity. You're saying the ritual won't kill her? Kong Chi's voice was desperate with hope. I'm saying the ritual as you've all understood it, the version my greedy descendants corrupted over centuries, will kill both of them and seal nothing. The real ritual requires something much harder than death. What? Jennifer asked. Forgiveness. Grandmother Hua looked at Kim. From a sister who's spent 23 years drowning in justified rage. Kim's face went pale. You can't be serious. I'm ancient and tired and completely serious. The rift didn't open because of dimensional instability. It opened because of you, Kim Jae-won. Your hatred, your pain, your absolute refusal to forgive your sister for being born. That's what's tearing reality apart. You've been channeling dark magic for years, feeding on your rage, and it punched holes in the dimensional fabric. That's impossible, Kim whispered. Is it? Look at yourself. Look at what you've become. The demons respond to you. The rift widens when you're angry. You're not just a victim of the prophecy, Kim. You're the other half of it. The Shadow Nurse brings death, but you're the one who decides who dies. Kim staggered backward, and for the first time, Jennifer saw her sister not as a villain, but as a broken girl who'd never recovered from their mother's death. I watched her die, Kim said, tears finally falling. I watched the Iron Clan execute our mother, because she loved a human, because she had you. They made me watch to teach me a lesson about duty and bloodlines and all the things that matter more than love. I was 7 years old, and they made me watch. I know, Jennifer said softly. I saw it in my recovered memories. I saw you standing there, trying not to cry, trying to be strong. And I saw you blame me instead of them because it was easier than accepting that the people you trusted were monsters. I should have protected you, Kim sobbed. You were my baby sister. I should have helped Mother get you out. But I was scared, and I was angry, and by the time I realized what they were going to do to her, it was too late. So I blamed you instead. For 23 years, I blamed you for surviving. Jennifer crossed the observation deck and did something that terrified her more than facing demons or accepting death. She opened her arms and pulled her sister into an embrace. Kim resisted for exactly 3 seconds before collapsing into Jennifer's shoulder, 23 years of grief and rage and guilt finally finding release. I forgive you, Jennifer whispered. For everything. For hating me. For hunting me. For threatening my family. I forgive you. I don't deserve it, Kim choked out. No one deserves forgiveness. That's why it's called grace. Golden light erupted from both of them, but this time it wasn't violent. It was warm and healing and absolutely transformative. The binding runes around the observation deck began to crack and fade. The rift demons howling in the streets below suddenly fell silent. Impossible, Dae-young breathed. The sisterly bond is sealing the rift on its own. Not quite, Grandmother Wa corrected. It's beginning the seal. But to complete it, the Dragon Warrior and the Shadow Nurse must still perform the Unity ritual. Just not the version you imagined. She turned to Kongqi and Jennifer. The true ritual is simple. Stand together, hold hands, and choose each other. Not because prophecy demands it. Not because dimensions will collapse. But because you want to. Because love, freely given, is the only force powerful enough to bind reality itself. Kongqi looked at Jennifer, and she saw everything in his eyes. Fear and hope and desperate longing. Is this real? Or is this just another manipulation? Does it matter? Jennifer asked. We're here. We're alive. We have a choice. So I'm choosing you, Kongqi, not the Dragon Warrior. Not the prophecy. You. The man who promised to find another way and actually did. The man who fought for me when everyone else wanted me dead. The man who saw me as a person instead of a sacrifice. I choose you too, Kongqi said, his voice breaking. Jaewa. Jennifer. Whoever you decide to be. I choose all of you. They joined hands, and the golden light that had been flickering between them all night finally stabilized. It grew and spread, encompassing Kim, Grandmother Wa, even Dae-young, who watched with something like shame on his ancient face. The light spread beyond the tower, across Seoul, across Korea, across the entire world. And in the Beeman Kingdom, the same light was spreading, two dimensions finally harmonizing instead of tearing each other apart. Jennifer felt the change in her blood. The death kiss curse was lifting. The Shadow Nurse identity was integrating with Jennifer Melendez, two lives becoming one whole person. She was both and neither, and for the first time in her life, both lives, she felt complete. It's working, Grandmother Wa said with satisfaction. The rift is sealing. The demons are returning to their realm. Reality is stabilizing. And all it took was two people choosing love over duty and one sister finally letting go of hate. What happens now? Jennifer asked. Do I go back to being a nurse? Do I stay Jaewa? Do I remember both lives? You get to decide, Grandmother Wa smiled. That's the gift of surviving the prophecy instead of dying for it. You get to write your own story now. The sun was rising over Seoul, painting the city in shades of gold and pink. The nightmare was ending. Reality was saved. And against all odds, everyone was still alive. Well, almost everyone. Dion clutched his chest and fell to his knees. What's happening? The ritual requires balance, Grandmother Wa said without sympathy. A life must still be given. Not the Shadow Nurse or the Dragon Warrior, but the one who corrupted the prophecy for his own purposes. The one who was willing to murder his son's soulmate to maintain power. Yuding. You're the sacrifice. No, Kongqi said, but his voice lacked conviction. His father had manipulated him, used him, turned him into a weapon. Part of Kongqi wanted this. I accept, Dae-young said quietly. I accept this fate. Perhaps it's what I've deserved all along. He looked at his son. I'm sorry, Kongqi, I wanted you to be great. I wanted you to be the savior. I forgot to let you be human. Then he was gone, dissolving into golden light that flowed into the soul dawn. Kim wiped her tears and stepped back from Jennifer. So what now? We're sisters who tried to kill each other. Hallmark doesn't make a card for this situation. We figure it out, Jennifer said. We have time now. We have choices. We can be whoever we want to be. I think I want to be someone who doesn't run a crime syndicate, Kim admitted. Maybe someone who actually helps people instead of hurting them. I know a good hospital, Jennifer offered. They're always looking for administrators. And you speak 6 languages and can organize a military strike in under an hour. Those are transferable skills. Kim laughed, a real laugh this time. Are you seriously offering me a job? I'm offering you a second chance. Same thing Mother gave me. As the sun fully rose, Grandmother Wa began to fade. My work here is done. The prophecy is fulfilled, just not how anyone expected. That's the thing about prophecies. They're less about predicting the future and more about giving people the courage to create it. She looked at Jennifer and Kong Chi one last time. Love well. Live fully. And maybe name your first daughter after me. I've always liked the name Hua. Then she was gone, leaving just the four of them on the observation deck of Namsan Tower. So Kong Chi said, still holding Jennifer's hand. What do we do now? Jennifer thought about her apartment full of demon ichor and broken windows. She thought about her family in Nigeria who still thought she was just a nurse. She thought about the hospital full of patients who needed her. She thought about this man beside her, this dragon warrior who'd chosen her over destiny. Now we go get breakfast, she decided. And then we figure out how to explain to my family that I'm actually an interdimensional princess who was prophesied to die but found a loophole through the power of sisterly love and aggressive therapy. That's going to be a long conversation, Kong Chi noted. Good thing we have time now. They left the tower together, two sisters, one dragon warrior, and Soul waking up below them, unaware of how close it had come to oblivion. The rift was sealed. The demons were gone. The prophecy was fulfilled. And Jennifer Melendez, also known as Jae-Hwa, Shadow Nurse, and Princess of the Beeman Kingdom, got to live. Got to choose. Got to write the next chapter of her own story instead of being a footnote in someone else's prophecy. That felt like the real miracle. At a small breakfast restaurant in Itaewon, they sat in a corner booth. Unlikely family forged through prophecy and pain. Kim ordered enough food for 6 people. Jennifer got her usual coffee and toast, and Kong Chi just stared at the menu like someone who'd forgotten what normal life looked like. So Kim said, breaking the comfortable silence, "Do we talk about what happened, or do we pretend we're normal people having normal breakfast?" "I vote for normal," Jennifer said immediately. "I've had enough supernatural drama for one lifetime." "You're an interdimensional princess," Kim pointed out. "Normal is no longer an option." "Then I'll fake it." Jennifer took a sip of coffee and nearly moaned. God, she'd missed regular coffee. "I've been faking being a regular nurse for 2 years. I can fake being a regular person for at least a meal." Kong Chi finally spoke. "My father is dead. I killed him, essentially. By choosing you over the prophecy, I signed his death warrant." "He signed his own death warrant," Kim said firmly. "When he decided to corrupt the ritual, when he decided your happiness mattered less than his power. That was his choice, not yours. Doesn't make it hurt less." Jennifer reached across the table and took his hand. "No golden light this time, just human contact. You're allowed to grieve him. Even if he was terrible. Even if he tried to make you kill me. He was still your father." "I don't know how to grieve someone I both loved and hated," Kong Chi admitted. "Welcome to having complicated relationships with family," Kim said with dark humor. "It's the human condition. We can start a support group. I'll bring the wine." Despite everything, Jennifer laughed. "Is this what healing looks like? Bad jokes and breakfast food?" "Healing looks like whatever gets you through the next 5 minutes," Kim said. "And then the 5 minutes after that. Eventually you look up and realize you've survived another day." The food arrived, and they ate in silence for a while. Jennifer watched her sister and her, what was Kong Chi? Boyfriend? Soulmate? Prophecy-assigned partner? And felt something settle in her chest. This was her family now. Chosen. Complicated. Absolutely imperfect. "I need to tell you both something," Jennifer said suddenly. "While we're being honest and healing and all that." They looked at her expectantly. "I'm terrified," she confessed. "I'm terrified that this isn't real. That I'll wake up tomorrow and the death kiss will still be active. That everyone I love will die because of me. That the prophecy will find another way to kill me. I'm terrified that this happiness is temporary." "It probably is," Kim said, and Jennifer blinked at her sister's bluntness. "Not the death kiss part, that's definitely gone. But happiness is always temporary. That's what makes it precious. You can't appreciate the light without experiencing darkness." "That's surprisingly philosophical," Kong Chi noted. "I had a lot of time to think while hunting my sister across dimensions." Kim shrugged. "You develop a worldview." Jennifer squeezed Kong Chi's hand. "What about you? What are you feeling right now?" "Grateful," he said simply. "Grateful that you're alive. Grateful that we found another way. Grateful that I don't have to spend the rest of my life haunted by your death." He paused. "And also confused. I was raised to be a weapon. A dragon warrior. And now I'm just a man. I don't know how to be just a man." "You learn," Jennifer said. "Same way I'm learning to be both Jennifer and Jae-Hwa. Same way Kim is learning to be something other than an angry ex-fiancé." "Hey," Kim protested. "I was a very accomplished crime boss too. Don't minimize my achievements." "Were?" Kong Chi caught the past tense. Kim looked down at her plate. The Beeman Kingdom's power structure collapsed when Daeyoung died. The Iron Clan is in chaos. Most of my contacts have either gone underground or switched allegiance. And honestly, she looked up, and her eyes were clearer than Jennifer had ever seen them. I'm tired. I'm tired of being angry. I'm tired of hurting people. I'm tired of being the villain in everyone's story, including my own. So what will you do? Jennifer asked gently. I don't know. Maybe I'll actually try that hospital administrator job you mentioned. Maybe I'll go back to Nigeria with you and meet your family. Maybe I'll just exist for a while without a grand plan or a revenge scheme. Kim smiled, and it transformed her face. Maybe I'll just be Kim. Not Kim Jae-won, crime boss and dimensional threat. Just Kim. Just Kim sounds nice, Jennifer said. They finished breakfast as the sun climbed higher over Seoul. Around them, the city continued its morning routine, unaware that 3 people in a corner booth had just saved 2 dimensions and rewritten prophecy itself. When they finally left the restaurant, Kang-chi pulled Jennifer aside. Can we talk? Just us? Kim made an exaggerated gesture of giving them space. I'll go terrorize the hospital board with my resume. You two do your romantic protagonist thing. When they were alone, Kang-chi took both of Jennifer's hands in his. I need you to know something. When I chose you over the prophecy, over my father, over both dimensions, that was an impulse. That wasn't the bond or the ritual or destiny. That was me. Just me. Choosing you. I know, Jennifer said softly. Do you? Because I need you to really understand. If the choice comes again, if the universe demands your death for some cosmic purpose, I will choose you every single time. I will let worlds burn before I let anyone hurt you. Jennifer felt tears prick her eyes. That's actually kind of terrible. In a romantic but morally questionable way. I'm a reformed mafia boss from another dimension. Moral ambiguity is kind of my brand. He smiled, but his eyes were serious. I'm just saying, don't expect me to be noble if it means losing you. Good. Jennifer pulled him close. Because I'm not planning on dying anytime soon. I've got too much to do. Patience to save. A family to reconnect with. A sister to get to know. And a dragon warrior to thoroughly corrupt with Netflix and junk food. Is that corruption? Kang-chi asked, amusement dancing in his voice. You've been living in another dimension fighting demons. Trust me, American reality TV will blow your mind. He kissed her then, properly, without prophecies or dimensional rifts or death curses hanging over them. Just 2 people who'd found each other in the chaos and decided to hold on. When they finally broke apart, Jennifer was smiling. We should probably figure out living arrangements. My apartment is destroyed, and I'm guessing yours is in another dimension. We could find something together, Kang-chi suggested carefully. If you want. No pressure. I know we've only known each other for 24 hours. 24 hours where we saved 2 dimensions, defeated a corrupted prophecy, and rewrote destiny itself. Jennifer pretended to consider. Yeah, I think we can handle being roommates. Just roommates? Well, maybe roommates with increasingly romantic benefits. Kang-chi laughed, and the sound was so genuine, so free, that Jennifer fell a little more in love right there on the Seoul Street corner. This was her life now. Complicated, supernatural, absolutely insane. But hers. Finally, completely hers. 3 weeks later, Jennifer was back at Seoul International Hospital, finishing her shift. The emergency room had been rebuilt. The bodies from that terrible night had been explained as a gang incident. Life had returned to something approaching normal. Except Jennifer wasn't normal anymore. She saw the dimensional rifts before they opened now, helped seal them before demons could come through. She trained other nurses in the Beeman Kingdom's healing magic. She visited her family in Nigeria and actually told them the truth. All of it. They took it surprisingly well. Her mother just said, I always knew there was something special about you, Jen. I'm glad you finally figured it out too. Kim was working at the hospital now, managing operations with ruthless efficiency and only occasionally threatening to stab people who annoyed her. They were slowly, carefully building a relationship. It was messy and complicated and absolutely worth it. And Kang-chi was teaching martial arts to kids in Gangnam, finding peace in creation instead of destruction. He and Jennifer were taking things slow, learning who they were as people instead of prophecies. But every night, he walked her home from the hospital. Every night, they chose each other again. Because that's what love was, Jennifer had learned. Not destiny or prophecy or cosmic forces aligning. Just 2 people choosing each other. Every single day, even when it was hard. Especially when it was hard. Her phone buzzed. A text from Kang-chi. Dinner tonight? I found a Nigerian restaurant that makes jollof rice. Want to see if it's as good as your mother's? Jennifer smiled and typed back, "Nothing is as good as my mother's. But we can try." Then she added, "I love you." His response came immediately, "I choose you too." And really, what more could anyone ask for? If this story touched your heart and kept you on the edge of your seat, please smash that like button and subscribe for more incredible stories that blend romance, action, and the supernatural. Drop a comment below telling us what you think happens next. Will Jennifer and Kong Chi face new threats? Will Kim fully embrace her redemption arc? Your support means everything, and we can't wait to bring you more dimensional adventures. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, because trust us, this story is just beginning. Part 2 is coming soon, and you won't believe the new prophecy that's about to shake their world. Like, subscribe, and comment right now. Let's build this community together.